Hi, happy Friday. I want to take a moment to just speak about an epiphany I've had this week and an accumulation of information that has been brought to my attention this week via podcasts or experiences, and they've kind of accumulated into this thought process, and how it relates to group fitness is understanding the difference between an instructor, a coach, and a teacher, and how we identify ourselves as group fitness instructors, which is technically our title, and then taking that, and it has helped me in understanding the differences between those three things, identify how an instructor actually really needs to embrace their job as a teacher, and how the people who teach classes who understand that difference and who embrace their ability to teach more than to instruct make a huge difference in their effect on their participants and their ability to teach their classes. So what I've done to break that down in my thought process is that I've defined the three different words. The first word, instructor, when you even look up the definition, it actually says to someone who teaches something. So an instructor is someone who teaches something. Okay, that's level one. The actual doing of instructing is teaching. And then a coach, the definition of a coach is a person who teaches or trains a performer. So the difference between the two really is just an instructor may not be instructing a performer. A coach is more a teacher of specifically performers. Then you can break down the last and most important word that I think needs to describe more people in our industry, a teacher. A teacher is someone who is an educator, a master, or someone who prepares and imparts knowledge or gives information and helps someone understand why they're doing what they're doing, or why this person is asking someone to do what they're doing. And the reason I think that it's so important for us to, while we can interchange these adverbs of what we do in teaching classes, I think it's important for us to establish ourselves and understand that we are teachers. And what a teacher does differently between someone, in my opinion, an instructor who only instructs, projects their voice and says the exercise and performs the exercise well and is there on time and gives the correct cues at the right time, but doesn't necessarily care as much as a real teacher of group fitness does. A coach works with performers. Maybe they are the same thing. They're more like an instructor, in my opinion. They're someone who explains the exercise, gets it across to the person who's learning the exercise, and they might perform it well, but there's not another level of that instruction. And so a teacher is something that I want more of my instructors to become, and is something that I want to embrace more in my classes. I believe after this week and what I've experienced in what I've learned and seen in classes is that a teacher watches, corrects, and connects with their students. So they're constantly watching their students form. They aren't afraid to approach individual people and actually get off the stage or get away from the mirror themselves and actually approach the participant and coach them on specific movements and fix their form right there. And then by doing that, they're connecting with participants. They have a teacher has a genuine interest in someone's well-being and their ability to understand why they're doing what they're doing. And I can't help but also bring up that I had an interesting phone call this week from someone who had happened to meet a group fitness instructor in like the bank or in a store, and somehow got my contact information as the director of group fitness at Pro Sports Club, and called me asking for advice on what to do in order to become a group fitness instructor. This particular person actually had no experience in teaching, was just simply inspired by the excitement and the passion that this person expressed to them in a store or a bank. And I was very excited about that, but it was interesting because as I was giving this person advice on what I think that they should do in order to become a good instructor or to become a teacher, I couldn't help but notice that I was basically telling the person to learn from other people in the industry and identify which path they want to go on and identify which class format specifically they identify with the most. And so I hope that more instructors in our industry learn that before they can become a teacher, they need to be a student themselves. And I think so many people skip that step or think they can skip that step in order to become a great instructor, a great teacher. So something that I want to use more often in my explanation of different people in our industry and my own identification of someone who's leading a class, are they an instructor or are they a teacher? And I know that it's almost impossible to train someone to be a nice person. And I've learned that in this industry, that if I'm going to hire someone, I want them to be someone I really enjoy working with, because I may spend more time with them than I do my own family or even my own husband. And I've really learned that now it's not only very difficult, almost impossible to train someone to be a nice person and a fun person to work with, but it's also almost impossible to train someone to really want to be a teacher. Most instructors have this, you have to have this performer aspect of who you are and an enjoyment of attention, the enjoyment of sharing a great experience with people, but you have to be willing and genuinely concerned with people's well-being and their ability to learn from you. So I hope you are able to make sense of what I've experienced this week, and I hope I've expressed it clearly to you, but I hope that we can all start to work hard as an industry, as personal trainers, as coaches, as group fitness instructors, whatever we might identify ourselves as, and really try to become great teachers of healthy, safe movement and teachers of our students to enjoy fitness and enjoy becoming a healthy, happy individual by taking our classes or doing our personal training sessions or whatever it might be. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you continue to work to be a great student and a great teacher.